welcome to the Watering Hole. We're sitting down today here again with Mr. Braxton Keith.
Oh, yeah.
So you just came off your after party set.
Mm-hmm.
This is like 2 a.m. right now.
Yes, sir.
How was it? How'd it go?
It was good. I had a lot of fun. That room, I had a lot of trouble with my ears tonight, but it was a fun show.
Yeah. So you played the main Tumbleweed stage last time you were here in the fall.
Yeah.
What's it like playing on the bigger North Edition stage?
I like it, man. A lot more movement. The speakers sounded really good. Honestly, I didn't even know that stage existed till this morning.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, like, I walked in there and was like, dude, why is this stage hidden?
Yeah.
And he was like, whoa, we just got the sound and lights running in here and stuff. But now that it's up and running, I mean, that stage is the stage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love a traditional Tumbleweed stage.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, but that stage was crazy. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you still been into bowling? That's the question we've been wondering all week.
Here's the deal, boys. I've been trying to get more into bowling because we've been so busy on the road lately that I haven't got to go and practice a lot. But I actually, this week, I have a tournament set up, so we're playing.
Really?
I think Wednesday night, maybe. Yeah, it is. We have a whole bowling tournament we're doing in Nashville, so it'll be fun.
That's cool.
Cool. Yeah.
We never got to talk about this because it was after the podcast, but we went bowling with you after the podcast last time.
Oh yeah,
that was
a
blast.
good time.
That was a blast.
I had a great time.
Yeah, it was so fun to get out there and actually see what professionals look like, and you and your band.
I am no professional by any means, but I'll tell you what, it was a lot of fun, and y'all's bowling alley was actually pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Chill bowling alley, not very many people there.
Yep.
Everybody's hanging out. It was cool.
We were like, oh, we're gonna get into bowling now. Like we're gonna go.
Y'all been doing it a lot?
No, we haven't been since.
No.
Well, I'll tell you, it's if you get some beer in you and a couple, it's a good time.
Yeah. We've actually been playing more pickleball here lately.
Everyone's getting into pickleball, and I've been thinking about it. And I've been also thinking about getting into some golf, a little bit more. I used to golf a lot, and I don't know.
When you start selling them clubs, Braxton, you come talk to us over here.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right?
We I don't know if we talked about it last time, but we do a golf series too, where we go play golf with an artist.
And the thing about golfing is, I mean, if you want to get it start up, get a good set of clubs, you got to get your shoes, you got to get the outfit.
Yeah.
I mean, damn, you're getting into, $5-6 grand before you're starting, before you're even swinging a club.
Yeah. and then you got to go pay to play the golf.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And for a good course, it's going to be like, going to run you probably $50, and that's like a low end good course.
Oh yeah, in Angelo we used to go play this course. It was called Mesquite. Yeah, it was called Mesquite, and it was basically just dirt. The whole thing was just dirt, but you could play $9 for 18 holes, but you had to walk them. Good stuff, man. I mean, I'll tell you what, I never in my entire life played golf in the desert. That was the wildest stuff. I mean,
really?
Fairways just straight, cactus and nothing.
That's hilarious.
We'll go play there. That'd be an interesting.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be a good video.
So what have you been up to since we talked to you last in October?
Really, I've been doing a lot of. We've been riding nonstop. I've been going to Nashville probably once a month, trying to be more frequent riding because I feel like riding is what got me into this. And then I got really busy touring and lost sight of the riding and quit riding as much as I should be. And so I've been playing catch up, really.
Yeah.
Over here working double time.
We have a little bit of an issue.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you put out Cozy not too long ago. When you came on, you played Cozy, and it was phenomenal.
Yes, sir.
It was great. And the version you put out's great. It's great too. But we just love the acoustic version.
Everybody wants the acoustic version coming.
The acoustic version is like the top. It's like in the top 3 videos on our channel.
I think it is number 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we go back in there and we do an acoustic version, put that bitch out too.
Yeah.
Everybody's been asking, because we just posted on TikTok the raw, unedited vocal track, like the take of me in the studio, just from the camera audio. And everybody's been digging that. So, I mean, acoustic might be the move.
Is that song performing better than any other song you've released?
It's the number 1 song we've ever released.
Really?
That's awesome.
It's already over 1 million just on Apple and Spotify.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, first day we hit. I know so I've never hit these metrics before, but I was like, I told the boys, I was like, if we hit 1,000 before midnight, the first day, so that's 1,000 in an hour, then we're doing all right. So we hit 1,000. The next day we hit 10,000 listens by like noon or something. We hit 20,000 is what we ended up hitting that day, first day, and so I was like, man, this song's doing crazy. I mean, better than A Little Bit Closer, better than Cold Hard. And those are my top 2 songs.
Yeah.
So, right now, Cozy is the number 1 streamer for this month, for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
After you performed that song on our podcast, we were like, we could just go back and listen to it all the time. It's like,
I love it, dude.
I was like, when is he going to release this song?
Dude,
so good.
And it kept getting pushed back. And it was a really difficult thing because I've been wanting that song out since I wanted it out in December. That's when I wanted it originally because I was like, Cozy, be a really cool December song.
Yeah.
Don't get cozy. Like what? Like that makes sense, And then I was like, okay, I want it out by Valentine's Day, and it just didn't happen. Had to keep pushing.
Well, in the podcast, you said you wanted it out by December.
Yeah.
And so after December, people were commenting on the podcast. They're like it was you reading the comments. They're like, when are you releasing it? When are you putting it out? I'm like, Braxton's not here right now. He'll be back later.
Just tag me in it.
Leave a message at the beep.
Yeah, that's right. Man, and I honestly, that's the biggest thing for me is just trying to get as much, because I feel like honestly, you put out a single, we just put out a new single, and everybody's like, well, when's the next thing coming? When's the next thing coming? So we've been trying to I got another one coming out in like 6 weeks. I got one 6 weeks after that. So we're just trying to keep putting
Hammer them out.
What's the next one you're gonna drop?
Lonely's Lonestar's coming out.
Okay.
I haven't told anybody that yet.
That's another fantastic song that you played on the podcast.
Yeah, Lonely's Lonestar's. I like that one a lot. And then the one after that one is called Buying a Goodbye. And then we're hitting the studio early June. And then we should be coming out with some more stuff after that.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah.
Dust the red dirt off your boots and get all your rowdy friends together. Born and Raised Music Festival is back. September 13th through 15th, 2024 in Pryor, Oklahoma, featuring Cody Johnson, Hank Williams Jr., Co Wetzel, plus Midland, Dwight Yoakam, the Red Clay Strays, and many more. Passes and camping on sale now at bornandraisedfestival.com, starting at $10 down.
Iron Muck Brewing Company. Hey guys, it's Jager over at the Watering Hole. Have you guys ever been sitting out on a hot summer day and been thinking, man, I would just love a really nice ice cold beer? I've got just the thing for you. This is an Iron Muck beer made right here in Stillwater. And they've been making the best beer around for years now. And this beer right here is actually the Calf Fry beer. So you're actually watching a Calf Fry episode right now. We interviewed artists over at Calf Fry back in May. And Iron Muck hooked us up with a Calf Fry beer. And it was a special beer made just for Calf Fry. And it's one of the best beers around. It's one of the most crushable beers you'll ever taste. And they not only just have this one, they also have the 1890, which is actually the official licensed beer of Oklahoma State. And then other ones like Stilly Wheat, and then their new Servette base that they have out there now. So you guys go check out Iron Muck Beer for some of the best beer around. And thank you to Iron Muck Brewing Company for sponsoring this podcast.
Yeah, I'm excited. What shows do you have that you're like leading up to?
Man, I'm really excited. We're about to play Whitewater Amphitheater with Travis Tritt.
Oh,
that's
wow.
super cool.
That's such a good fit too. That's gonna be so awesome.
It's gonna be tonking and shit. It is gonna be so cool. It's my dream. Travis Tritt's one of my, my all-time heroes, and I especially just honky tonk music. It's like, dang, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited because I don't get to go watch shows all the time, and his show is one of the shows I've been trying to get to go watch. His show, I think, man, I would love to go see. Hell, all of them. Shenandoah. I'd love to go see everybody. All the old school guys. Before, they no longer play.
Yeah,
exactly. But
we need you on a Dwight Yoakam bill.
That would be so cool, dude. And his, I guess it's his nephew or something's been trying to get me to come to a show. But every time he's like, "Hey, we're around your area," I'm like, "Dude, I'm playing a show too." So
Dwight Yoakam's nephew
Yeah.
has been trying to get you to come to a show.
Yeah.
And you haven't done it.
I'm like, well, I mean, like, dude, we're booked. And he texts me like the day before the show. And I'm like, dude, I've had this book,
Give me this guy's number right
Yeah, give me this freaking. It's like, yeah, Dwight Yoakam. I mean, I want to go watch their shows because I've never, I was a fan of their music before I was ever in this scene. And now that I'm in this scene, I want to watch it with a different perspective so I can see what their stage presence is like, see how they conduct themselves. Because those are the all-time greats. I mean, especially for honky tonk music like we're doing in these dance halls.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see you. I want to see a video when you do your Travis Tritt, Travis Tritt show of you duetting. Here's a quarter with him.
Here's a quarter. That would be sick.
Oh, that would sound so good.
That would sound so good. That was Here's a quarter, man. I love that song.
It's hard to find that sound out there right now.
It is.
Like it's just like you and Zach Top. That's like that's where I go to hear it. Because other than that, I haven't. Jake Worthington a little bit, but other than that, I can't really find it out there.
It's difficult, and what's funny about it is that I feel like there's such a need for it. Like I feel like obviously there's a lane for traditional country, and there's just not enough of it.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably because, well, I mean, it's not the most appealing,
Speak for yourself. Huh?
I mean, yeah, true. I mean, like,
yeah.
But you I see the kids out here jamming to the rock songs and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the age that they're at. That's the time in their life they're at. I remember being exactly like that. And I remember, losing that feeling as well. And finding something in traditional country that has stuck with me all these years. So I don't know. I think it's something that traditional country is something that's going to be it's going to be forever.
Yeah.
Zach will be playing those songs till the day he dies. He'll be hanging out,
Does this guy have two phones?
Yeah, one
for the plug and
one for the plug, one for the hose. No, one for work and one for the fans and stuff. I've had the same phone number since I was a little kid, and so there's just too many random numbers. Last night, dude, it was like 4 a.m. We drove from where were we last night? Somewhere in Missouri. Drove from Missouri all the way to here, but it was like 3 a.m. and I had only gotten like an hour of sleep last night, and I was so tired. Somebody called me and I answered it. Like, that's how tired I was. Picked up the phone, no idea who this is. Hello? And they're like, no way, Braxton answered. And I'm just like, who is this? Like, come on, why y'all still calling? It's 3 a.m., man. Y'all go to bed.
That's hilarious. You're like, dude, just like, stop calling me, dude.
Somebody, they were like, FaceTime him. No way it's Braxton. I was like, nah, man, I'm in bed. I ain't getting,
FaceTime.
If you don't believe me, like, at this point.
Yeah, but also, like, too many important people that I know have this phone number, like my grandparents and stuff like that. So I don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
But if you need anything like important, you'll have this number.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we don't have that number.
You got that number.
that tells you what
I was gonna comment earlier. You were saying like kind of like the different types of country music.
Yeah.
Like even like this festival this weekend, it seems like each day you get something different.
Oh yeah.
So like
the lineup was crazy
so
this
like,
week.
Yeah, like Tridioc and Geo
were
on Thursday, and we got to sit down with Tridioc, and we sat down with Geo a while back.
Yep.
And they're definitely more rock, obviously.
Yeah, 100%.
In their sound, and then you have they got Flatland yesterday, and that's like a completely kind of like spacey sound all on its own, and Flatland Cavalry, and then you got like You Today with the more traditional vibe.
Yeah,
you got Shane Smith.
I love Shane.
That's like I really don't know what box to put Shane Smith in. He's kind of he's got his own sound.
Everybody asked me that. We've opened up for him a couple times, and they definitely have their own sound.
Yeah,
it's almost like pirate country, I'd say.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
First time I saw it, I was like, man, this makes me want to go like Viking on this number. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The other thing that's weird
like
about
sea shanty-ish.
Yeah.
Yes. That the other weird thing about them is that I can tell what song is off of what album when I listen to their music.
Which is crazy cool.
Yeah. Like when they play Coast during their set tonight, it was like I know that's off of
because it sounds
that
a
album.
specific way.
Yeah. And then
That's really cool.
And then they played one song off their second album, the Hail Mary album, and it's like that's got kind of like a darker feel to it. The entire album just feels darker.
That's always interested me. I mean, I've never put out an album, obviously, but I listen to these concept albums, like, I mean, or just anyone's album, and it has like a general feel about it, or tells a specific story, and like you're saying, you can tell the differences. And I've always wondered, like, do people obviously premeditate this, but like, that's interesting to me, like, to think through an album like that, especially like to think 2 or 3 albums ahead, maybe.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm sitting over here just like, hell, my first album's gonna be country.
And you'll never guess what the second one's gonna be.
Yeah, you won't believe it.
I never see it coming. I'm another big artist that does it. That's like kind of like the set point for that is like Sturgill Simpson.
Yeah, I was about to
concept
say,
albums.
Sturgill, I mean, especially listening to all of his albums like that, I was like, you're telling me this guy had this idea 8 years ago and then started putting out these albums? Like, what?
Yeah.
Talk about playing long ball.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
Yeah.
I'm telling you in the first 3 minutes and 30 seconds of the song what this bitch is about. Okay?
but it's really cool to see like Sturgill, like him, like he's got that country Honky Tonk album, which is High Top Mountain,
yeah.
which is it's a phenomenal album, and
Absolutely.
then he goes into something completely different after that,
Which is cool.
when you get into
I think that's the coolest thing is, like, I've received a lot of hate, especially when I was starting out, for like not knowing who I was. Basically, people would be like, you know, why don't you pick a lane and stay there? Because, you know, Make Up Your Mind is not necessarily the countryest song that I've ever put out, you know?
Yeah.
And I would say the coolest thing about being an artist is I can do whatever I want, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and exactly that. Like, if I want to play, hell, dude, I might put out a jazz album. Now, it might not do good, but, like, if I wanted to, why wouldn't you? And that's
Damn
the
it,
same
you
thing.
said it. Now you got to do it.
I mean, you know, and Coulter and all these guys that are putting out this music that's like experimental, I guess, or like has a deeper meaning behind it and stuff. That's cool to me because that's not something I catch on the first listen. It might be the 5th or 6th time I've heard the song and I'm going down the highway and I'm like, wait, is that what he means by this? You're telling me these two songs are connected and mean something, or, you know, or this album means this whole thing is a story, means this. It's cool. I think I like that almost. It's kind of like, you know, uncovering the secrets, the clues, you know?
Yeah.
It's like Criminal Minds for a song.
It's kind of similar to your Uncle Lloyd.
The Steelwoods.
With the Steelwoods. Yeah. I don't know if you like know the story behind like the Uncle Lloyd song with the Steelwoods.
Tell me.
Are you
Give it to
familiar
him,
with
Rhett.
the Steelwoods?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a song called Uncle Lloyd, and then off the new album that they put out, On Your Time, that whole album is based on Uncle Lloyd. So it's all told from his perspective.
That's crazy.
Stuff like that is like,
Yeah, and another good one is Marty Robbins has, you know, obviously, you know, he has El Paso, but he also has Felina. So he has El Paso told from the perspective of the man, and he has Felina, which is the same song, same story, different song, I guess, same story.
I didn't know that.
But spoken from this perspective of the woman.
Huh.
Tells you like where she was born,
Yeah.
how she got to this city, you know, why she came to this city. And then it tells you about her meeting this man. And so it's cool. Like, stuff like that. I'm like, oh, you know, the biggest hit Marty ever had, you know, El Paso, he was like, yeah, let's just take it and rewrite it from a different perspective. Put that SOB back out there. Brilliant idea. Why have I never thought of that? Like, I mean, it's cool stuff like that I'm like, man, there's a lot smarter people than me out there. But it's interesting for me to see what these other artists are doing because it's so cool. It's so unique to everybody.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool about it is I feel like, yeah, this whole Calf Fry might have been a whole conglomerate of what the scene is today, and that's what makes it cool. Because it's like, hell, you never know what the hell you're gonna get.
Yeah.
One day you got hard rock, the next day you got country. Tonight with Shane Smith and the Saints, as soon as he got off stage, we were honky tonkin' inside. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
I think music is at such a crazy place right now so much opportunity, especially with the genres. I mean, and the openness of the people listening to those genres right now.
Yeah.
CH Lonestar promo. Hey guys, it's Jagger over at the Watering Hole. I'm holding some of our brand new merch here, and this is made by our friends over at CH Lonestar. CH Lonestar is one of the best merch companies out there, and they'll serve all your artist needs, but they also will serve even your personal needs. So Cody over at CH Lonestar can do just about anything you want. If you want a pair of socks, Cody will put your face on those socks. If you want a pair of underwear, Cody will put your face on a pair of underwear. Now, CH Lonestar is one of the premier merch companies of the country scene, or really any music scene out there. You guys go check out CH Lonestar for some of the best merch out there. Thank you to CH Lonestar Promo for sponsoring this podcast.
Well, howdy, folks. Welcome down to Bad Brad's Barbecue. Hey, stop looking at Gus. Stop it. Stop it. All right, folks, you see here, Jagger's trying to throw some cornhole, and he just can't get her done.
I just cannot hit anything today.
I see that, Jagger.
Man, you gotta have some bad Brads. Play that crap when you're hungry.
Vernon always coming in clutch with the barbecue. Oh, yeah, look at that bite, folks. All right, Jagger, let's see it. Look at that, right nose.
Bad Brads, where you can't help but be good.
Like Jagger said, folks, Bad Brad's Barbecue, where it's good to be bad.
They just want to have a good time.
And the weird thing is, you have such a variety of sound that's all considered the same.
That is
On the broad.
that's shit is.
Yeah, right?
Because everybody's like, "Oh, you play country music?" And I'm like, I mean, yeah, I do play country music. You know, people ask me, like, at the gas station, you know, what kind of music do you play? And I say country and Western, you know, because I want you to make sure I play real country music, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we play, like, the old school that you don't like, but your grandparents do.
Yeah. Out of everybody that we've had on the podcast, you're one of the few ones that we could say for sure that guy is country. If that ain't country, you can kick us.
Yeah, hey, that's right. That's right. Here's the deal: is I've just always been in love with that style of music. No offense to the rock and roll or anything like that. And hell, all of my friends that are in this scene are pretty much in those genres. And I love it. If you're working your ass off, go get it. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But I do have a respect for, like a deep respect for people like Zach Top, who are, you know, and Randall King, and these guys that are not necessarily going with the grain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not always the easiest path, but it's what I love. You know, I wouldn't trade it.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing, like, all the time. We always look at your numbers on Spotify, like your monthly listeners, and it's like it'll go up a little bit. And we're like, oh yeah, go get them, Braxton.
Yeah, baby.
But I feel like that, in all seriousness, like the time is coming for that to be popular, you know, or more popular than it is now. I think people are
Agreed.
It's
yeah.
time for that shift to happen.
I think people are just, well, I think that the market's opened up, especially with, like, well, Beyonce and a lot of these rappers that are getting into country music and all these TikTok people getting into country music, that the world's kind of like, okay, here's country music, you know? And then there's people that are diving deeper.
Yeah.
And diving deeper and diving deeper. And they're finding people like Jake Worthington. And they're finding people like Zach Top. And they're finding people like that. And they're like, what is this? Because it's not the same. It doesn't sound like what you hear on the radio right now.
Yeah.
It sounds
Better.
I don't know. Better to me, but like it just sounds honest. It's real honest.
It's real. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when I listen to those songs, I'm like, yep. You know, my mom says it best. You know, she hates country music because it's all sad. It's all about your dog running away, your horse dying, woman divorced you, ain't got no more whiskey, ain't got no beer, you know? And I'm like, yeah, it is. It's a deeper connection to a real human emotion. That's what it is. And I'd say the reason I'm in love with it today, that's the reason I love it, is because country music has saved my life multiple times in the past, and it's an outlet for real emotion, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And And Rhett, you can attest this as well. We both think that this sound and like the people that we interview, because most of the time that we interview with somebody, it's somebody that has that real music, you know?
Yeah.
And it seems like the people that don't have the real heartfelt music, a lot of the times, not everybody, aren't as willing to come on and talk about it as much. And then we get asked all the time, who do you think is like the most underrated artist? Because we got a variety of sizes on our channel, all the way down from 5 monthly listeners to now we had Red Clay on earlier today, 4.9.
Those guys kill it, baby.
Monthly listeners.
Talk about old school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we have like a full variety of the sizes in the scene for sure. And then we get asked who's the most underrated. And I think I've said at least, and I know you've said as well, we think you are one of the most underrated artists in the scene right now.
Well, we're hoping to change that this year, and I honestly think that's my fault. I mean, it really is. It comes down to a lack of just working as harder. I mean, there's definitely I'm working my ass off. Don't get me wrong, but there's definitely times during the week where I'm sitting down like we could definitely be doing something right now, and that's what we're working on is maximizing the most that we can right now. Zach Top's been killing it. I mean, he has literally, every time I open my phone, that kid's on my phone. And he deserves every second of it. And I love it. And that's what I'm trying to do right now is not over inundate everybody with Braxton Keith, but I want you to know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
and
so we've been putting out vlogs and,
Yeah.
short, like little 8-minute videos just from behind the scenes. Just trying to do different things that people aren't doing.
Yeah.
Trying to see what's going to work.
showing your personality more even.
Showing my personality. My biggest thing is I love these podcasts. I love anything where it's long form, where we can talk for a little bit longer than people get to see on Instagram. Because I always talk to the boys and I'll be like, I was talking to Joe the other day. I was in the room with Joe Rogan, and I'm definitely not. And I've never met him before in my life, and I've never talked to him, but like it feels like I know him, and I want people to feel like that with me.
Yep.
I want people to be like, "Oh, I know Braxton Keith."
Yeah.
I may have never met him, but I know him.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's what's cool about these videos. That's what's cool about the podcast. Is like it gives people from all over an opportunity to get to know you. And I think that's the most valuable part for me, at least, is connecting with these fans in such a way that they become more than fans. They become, they feel like they feel like they're your friends. And so you get like a super fan who will, travel anywhere. And that's cool. Heck, there was 4 or 5 of them tonight that you see at the front row. It's like, man, I see you at every concert, and we're not even in Texas anymore. What are you doing here?
He was like, why are we in Washington? And I know you live in South Texas.
Man, there's some crazy, there's some crazy people that'll drive just ridiculous lengths to go see some good music. And that's cool to me. I never did that when I was in high school or college. But it's cool to see that there's people that will go out of their way for some good music.
Yep.
I don't know if I would. That's what's sad about it.
Yeah.
I would see who's playing down at Floor's Country Store maybe. And if nobody's good playing, I ain't going anywhere else,
Yeah.
And that's what's cool about these other states, especially Oklahoma, any of these states that aren't Texas. And I love Texas. But Texas people are so lucky. They get so much music down there that they don't have to go far. They'll go to the local Honky Tonkin, and whoever's playing there is probably pretty good. And in these other states, they're not so lucky. People aren't always here. And you're going to have to travel maybe an hour, 2 hours. Maybe somebody's in Tulsa playing at Cane's, and you got to travel over there to get to it. It's like, that's what's cool about it is the fans from these places, they'll travel with you, and you'll remember them. I don't know what the deal is, but like, hell, there was 6 or 7 people from last night's show that were here tonight.
Wow.
We were in Missouri last night, and they're like, well, yeah, but you never come to anywhere close to us, so you're only 2 hours away or 3 hours away. We're gonna come see you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, that's crazy cool.
Yeah.
I like that, you know? Hell, no, nobody's doing that in Texas. Nobody's traveling 2 to 3 hours to come see nobody unless they're super fans, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And that's what drives me, man. I mean, these people are hungry for it.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not give it to them?
Yeah, exactly.
The last thing I want to mention is I think it's cool that you take time after the show to pop down there and talk to them, because we've seen people with smaller crowds in there than that as soon as they're done, they're out the door. They're sitting on the van or the bus or whatever, you know. So it's really cool that you take time to go down there and talk to people. And
Man, I'll be honest with you. I struggle with that real hard. I love it. I also hate it at the same time.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, I grew up in country music, I guess.
Yeah.
Watching Randall do that every show, didn't matter how many people were there. Big crowd, small crowd. He's going to get over there. He's going to take selfies with those fans, and he's going to connect with them. And those people love him for that. And what's crazy to me is, you know, people will tell me, well, we've seen so-and-so and so-and-so, and they never come out. And I'm like, yeah, man, at some point it's going to be real difficult for me to come out and do all that, because it's going to take a long time. I mean, hell, some nights right now we're running 2 hours at the merch booth. You know, we do an hour 30 on stage. So I get paid for just hanging out at the merch booth. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't mind it. I love it. And I love meeting with the fans and stuff, but I understand where other people wouldn't come out and do that. And eventually you just take that from coming out after the show to just VIP tickets. If you want to come see me and hang out, I'll be hanging out. You just got to buy the extra ticket, you know, which is eventually what we'll end up doing. But for now, man, like, that's the coolest part of my day, getting to talk to these fans, getting to see where everybody's from, you know, getting to know everybody's story. And I love, you know, sitting in my dorm room 5 years ago, I would have never imagined that I would be touching people's lives or listening to the stories of people getting engaged or married or finding their true love on the dance floor to one of my songs. That is crazy. That's the kind of stuff that I was listening to songs and experiencing 5 years ago.
Blissful RV Rentals. Hey guys, it's Rhett from the Watering Hole Podcast. We want to give a huge shout out to Blissful RV Rentals. Now, we'll throw some pictures up, but we had one of their RVs for our Cat Fry episodes, as you're watching now. Hope you're enjoying those. We worked with the team over at Blissful RVs to find the perfect RV for us. Now, they worked with us on the size of the RV, the time we needed the RV, and they even delivered the RV for us. So we can't thank them enough for that. It truly was a great fit. If you need an RV for any of your travel needs, contact Blissful RVs today. Thank you to Blissful RVs for sponsoring this podcast.
So to meet those people and connect with them like that, it truly is really cool. It's an eye opener for me. And it's a big motivator. Because, boys, I hate getting in my bus every weekend. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I dread it. Every weekend, I'm like, I'm going where? I mean, I'm not shitting you.
Yeah.
Thursday night, Maldo comes in here and, you know, 8 o'clock, and he's 8 o'clock p.m., and he's like, hey, get in here. We're loading up and rolling. Drove 15 hours to St. Louis, Missouri, or wherever the hell we were. And it's like, you know, I don't want to drive. I don't want to do anything. But those fans after the show that are standing in line to meet me and take one fucking picture and tell me their story, that's what makes it all worth it for me. That's what's cool. I mean, like, the monthly listeners are badass, but I don't get to connect with them like that.
Yeah, exactly.
The Instagram followers, badass, but I don't get to see you and see the impact that has on you. Or, like, hell, dude, there was two little... What is the age limit? There was two
there is none
little
here at
girls.
Cat Fry.
I mean, like, tiny little girls standing at the very front row tonight, and I'm like... That's what makes this cool for me.
That's awesome.
You know?
Yeah.
It's a crazy thing. I mean, I don't know. These fans are wild. Make it all worth it in the end.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's very well put. I think we'll end on that.
Yeah,
right
what
there.
a great way to end it.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
I love y'all boys. Thank y'all for having me back
Thank
on,
you.
man.
Anytime, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, we're going to hit those bowling lanes one more time.
Yeah. Next time you're in town, we'll have to hit the bowling lanes, and I think we told you about the world's longest bowling lane that's like probably like 30 minutes away from here.
We're gonna go hit.
Yeah, we gotta go pay a visit down there. So
that's crazy, boys.
Yeah. So thank you again for coming on.
Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, boys, I love it.